welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where the clocks have changed today, so the video might not be coming out at the same time that people are expecting it. If your clocks didn't change overnight last night, then this video may appear at a surprising time. I can also announce that as the clocks have changed here in the UK, the weather is absolutely filthy. It has been raining cats and dogs, or like, well, it's been biblical rain overnight, and it continues now. So anyway, I'm going to distract myself from all such things by having a go at this puzzle on the screen, which has been recommended to us a lot over the last couple of days. It's called Effervescence, and it's by Oddlyeven. It has a really short rule set, and it involves these magnificent circles, which are appearing more and more in puzzles at the moment. And they all, well, these circles always seem to yield beautiful Sudoku. So the basic idea is, if you put, let's say that digit's a 6, that's telling you that there are 6 circles with 6s in them in the puzzle. It's that simple. There's also an X sums constraint, I think, going on in this one. But we'll have a look at this in a moment or two's time. The comments on this on Logic Masters Germany, well, they indicate we should all have a go at this puzzle. But before I do so, what can I tell you about? Well, thank you so much to those of you who have got yourselves over to the Discord server and are helping Hildegard out with their questions about AI. There is an awful lot of, well, there's a puzzle hunt going on at the moment over on the Discord server, a so-called ARG, alternative reality game. You really must get involved. Collective solving of loads and loads of puzzles. It is an absolute, it's been very cool for us to watch what's going on. So check out, I think it's the Puzzle Hunt discussion thread if you want to see what's happening at the moment with that hunt, and do battle with it as part of an enormous team of solvers. Brilliant stuff, and I'll have more on that in the coming days, I'm sure. Also, on the 1st of November, which is that Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. We are releasing a brand new Patreon reward over on Patreon. So 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon UK time, new UK time. It's a puzzle hunt, or Sudoku hunt, I should say, by DiMono, in the form of a story where, to get to the later chapters of the story, you have to solve a Sudoku. It was very popular when we did this 2 or 3 months ago, and I'm sure, well, I know this one's going to be very good because I've already looked at it. So yeah, that's coming Wednesday afternoon, and I commend it to you. And then the only other thing I wanted to mention was a birthday. I've only got one birthday to do today, and it's Nina. Nina, it's your birthday, and I know this because your boyfriend Nico wrote to us, and apparently the two of you watch Cracking the Cryptic every night before bed. So thank you for doing that, and Nina, I hope you get to have some very delicious chocolate cake today, and many happy returns. And that's all the news. Let's have a look at Effervescence and see what Oddlyeven has in store for us. These are the rules of the puzzle. We've got normal Sudoku rules apply, so we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column and 3x3 box. A number in a circle gives how many times that number appears in circles anywhere in the puzzle. So I think that's saying that if you put a 6 there, you could, oh, I can't click on those, but that's saying there are 6 circled 6s in the puzzle. They don't have to necessarily be in the grid. This could be a 6, or that could be a 6, and that would count as a circled 6, is I think what that's saying. A clue outside the grid gives the sum of the first x digits from that direction, where x is the digit next to the clue. So I can't click on this, but imagine this was a, I don't know, an 8. If this was an 8, then what that's saying is that the first number of digits along this row sum to 8, where the number of digits we're adding is this digit. So if this was a 2, it would be saying adding those 2 squares up, we need to get to 8. So this would be a 6. But if this was a 3, it would be saying we have to add those 3 digits up to get to 8. So this would have to be a 1-4 pair. So because we're only adding those 3 digits up. And if this was a 4, it would be impossible because we'd be adding 4 digits up to arrive at a total of 8, and the minimum 4 digits can add up to in a Sudoku is 10. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, the first thing I've learned that you have to do with circles puzzles is you have to add up the number of circles. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 around the edge, 14, 17, 22, 26, 29. I get this wrong, it's going to be bad, isn't it? 33, 39, 40. Oh, I have got it wrong. I got the wrong number then. I got 46. I'm going to do it again. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hang on, let's do this very slowly. 14, 17, 22. That's the same as I got last time. 26, 29, 33, 39, 40. I've got 46 again. Sorry, I didn't think I could get 46 into circles. Ah, okay. No, maybe I can because there's some of these digits are outside the grid. So the reason I'm confused is that all the puzzles I've done that have used circles so far, the circles have been in the grid, and therefore the secret has been relevant. Ah, this is right. This is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. I know exactly what's going on here. This is brilliant. Okay, why am I talking about the secret of Sudoku? Well, it's because, goodness me. Right, so the secret of Sudoku, which is something I only tell my very favourite people, but if you're watching this video, you're definitely one of those people, so I'm going to share it with you. Just keep it to yourself. The secret of Sudoku is that any complete box, any complete row, any complete column of a Sudoku contains the digits 1 to 9 once each. Those digits sum to 45. And that's the secret. 45. So imagine this puzzle had no circles outside the grid. What's the maximum number of circles that could then be contained within the grid if there were no circles outside the grid? Well, it must be 45, mustn't it? Because if we put a 9 in a circle, then that's telling us there are 9 circled 9s, and we can't have more than 9 circled 9s in a Sudoku puzzle, because that would necessitate more than 2 9s in a row, column or box. And what about 8? If we put 8 in a circle, that's saying there's 8 circled 8s. Now, although there are 9 8s in Sudoku, if you put 8 in a circle, you can't circle all 9 of the 8s, or you've disobeyed the rules of the puzzles. You could only circle 8 of the 8s. So in other words, the secret is effectively the maximum number of, secret being 45, that is the maximum number of circle digits you could have, except here we don't have that. We've got 46. So how on earth can we make that work? That's telling us that 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 are not enough, which means we have to put we're going to have to increase the volume of digit. So there must be at least a circle 10 in one of these circles. But if there's a circle 10, which of the circles in the grid could contain a circle 10 or any higher digit? And the answer is none of them, because normal Sudoku rules apply. We're not allowed to put 10 in this square. It's impossible. So the moment that the digit that is higher than 10 that must go in a circle has to consume all circles, or has to it's only going to be allowed to appear in circles that are outside the grid. Now there are exactly 10 of those circles. There are 10 circles outside the grid. So what we're being told is that and we couldn't put 11 in one of these because you'd run out of circles around the edge. You'd end up having to put an 11 in the circle in the grid. So there are 10 circles outside the grid, all of which contain 10. Now I can't put those in because it won't let me, but they are all 10. So all of the X sums clues are 10. And that means there are 36 circles in the grid. Now, what does that mean? So it's very tempting for me to say that means 9 is going to be uncircled, because obviously 46 minus 9 is 36. Now the way to prove that 9 is uncircled would be to find a row, column or box in this puzzle that contained no circles, because then you couldn't circle the 9 in that row, and that would mean you couldn't have 9 in any circle, because you'd need to have 9 circled 9s, and it wouldn't be possible to do. But as I'm staring at the puzzle now, I could well be missing something here, which is very bad if I am, but I can't see a row, column or box that doesn't have a circle in it. So I'm not sure. I don't think I can assume, therefore, that 9 is uncircled. So, all right. So let's try and use the X sums clues then, because 10 is a restricted X sums clue. So if we think, let's imagine that this says 10 in it. What can this digit be? Well, it can't be 5, because that's summing 5 digits in the column, and the minimum sum of 5 digits is 15, with 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So it could be 4 if it was 4 with a 1, 2, 3 triple, because the triangular number for 4 is 10. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Now it can't be 1, obviously, because that's saying just sum 1 this cell, which is equal to 1. It could be 2 with an 8. 3, these squares would have to add up to 7 without being 3, 4, so they'd be 1, 6 or 2, 5. So so each circled cell has 2, 3 or 4 next to it. So that's already giving some triples, look. I think that's all of them. I'm not sure. So these are all 2, 3, 4 triples. Now, okay, that cell is not a 4, because we know that 4 has to be a 1, 2, 3 triple, 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, I suppose. So if this was 4, all of those squares have to be from 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that square would be impossible to fill. So that's definitely not 4. I'm not sure if this is what I meant to do, though. I suspect I meant to be able to deduce more about the circles in the grid. That can't be 4 in this direction. Oh, and actually, this one goes in both directions. Look. Therefore, this is a that's a 3 in the corner. That is a 3 in the corner. Right, this is gorgeous. That can't be 4. Because if it's 4, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, and that cell has no fill, so it's not 4. And it can't be 2, because the circles go in both directions. So if this is a 2, I've got to put 8 there to make this work, and I've got to put 8 here, and there'll be 2 8s in the box. So that's 3. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, proving its position or losing its religion. I know some of you don't like the proving its position version. I've got 3 digits as a result of that. Well, this is an 8 by the virtue of X summage. These squares have got to be a 1, 2, 3 triple by virtue of this X sum. This one has stuff going on. I'm not sure. Yeah, no, it does. This is great. Okay, so vertically, these 2 squares have to add to 7 to make sure those 3 squares sum to 10, but they can't use 2, 5 or 3, 4. So that's a 1, 6 pair. And now these 3 squares have to add up to 10 without using 3, 4 or 1, 6. So that's got to be a 2, 5 pair. And that means that's a 4, which means these squares are 1, 2, 3. Oh, I mean, this puzzle is absolutely beautiful. This is one of those puzzles that will just, if this keeps going in this way, it will go down as one of the great, great Sudoku puzzles. Now, don't whatever you do, get stuck. That can't be 4. If that's a 4, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, and that cell's got no value. That might be good. Come on. There's all sorts. I don't know whether... Maybe I should have a colour for high digits, actually. It might be worth that. Let's just make... I'm just going to make those all orange just for a moment, because I can see that all of these have to be from 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, and all of these have to be from 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. What I could do, obviously, is to go with massive pencil marking, but I do find that a bit... It clutters my brain. That's circled. Okay, no, all right. So we are getting stuck now. Bobbins. One of these has to be a 4. Is there any restriction on which one of those it's going to be? That's 4. That's got to be 3. But that could be... No, that would still work, I think. Okay, if that's 4, then this is a sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, isn't it? And that's a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. Which might matter. No, hang on. No. I totally messed this up. Okay, I've done this wrong. Well, I haven't done it wrong, but I would have been... My idea of making this orange, it didn't trigger in my brain. Look, if I'd done this... Oh, hang on. Well, this is the funny pencil marking that we've got going on now. I'm not sure I like funny pencil marking, but the point is, if I'd done that, I think I would have appreciated with more alacrity that this couldn't be a 4, because that square is going to be too high, isn't it? This would need to... If this is 4, this has to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, and that square's too big. So this is 3, which means that's 4, which means these squares are from 1, 2 and 3. So these all turn orange as a result of... well, I'm going to do both. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quintuple in the middle box. These are from 1, 2, 3 and 4. Is that useful? Possibly. This square is not 3, so this is 2. Oh, that's great. Look, this one is low. So if this was 4, it would clash here with a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. This cell can't exist. So this is 2. So that's 3. This is just absolutely brilliant. It's brilliant. 4 in the middle box has to go there by Sudoku. This has to be a 1, 2, 3 triple. That's not 3. Now, can we keep that? This isn't 3. This is 8, isn't it? By dint of the fact that we've got a 2x sums clue here. So these two cells sum to 10. So that's not 2. And 2 is in one of those two cells. Well, that might matter, actually. The reason I'm just pausing there is that we've only got, was it 36 circles? So either we're missing, let me think about this. So either 9 is not circled anywhere, which is still, I think, possible, or the circles that are, or the digits that never appear in circles have to sum to 9. But we now know that one of those digits is not 2, because 2 is definitely circled. So if it was 3 digits that don't appear circled, it couldn't be 2, 3 and 4, and it couldn't be 1, 2 and 6. So the only way 3 digits are missing from circles is if they are 1, 3 and 5. I don't know what that means. Hang on. No, hang on. See, I'm not sure. I'm just not very good with these. I was about to put a 2-8 pair in here because I looked at this and I didn't appreciate that 5-9 meant all of the digits 5 to 9. So I think I'm going to have to turn this off. How do we turn this off? Is it turnable off? Compact pencil marks, is that it? Yes, that's changed it. Okay, right. So, okay. Because I've almost made 2 rickets as a result of that so far. I'm just not, I might go back to it, but I'm just not used to it yet. Okay, so what do we now do? Right, I see. Look, these 3 digits sum up to 10. These 2 can't be a 1-6 pair, so they're a 2-5 pair. Sorry, I had to go down and open the door, and it turned out to be a friend of mine, which is not what I was expecting at all. Not because I don't have any friends, you understand, but they very rarely visit me. Right, so I've got waylaid, and what were we doing? We were putting 2 and 5 in here, and let me just. I should always do this before I just restart, you know. But I never do. I sort of just I just jump into my room, sit in my seat and go. 2, 5, this is a 1 by Sudoku. This is a 1, this is a 6. I'm just relying on earlier pencil marks. We were trying to get a handle though, weren't we, on 3 is in one of those squares. 2 is in one. 2 and 3 are in one of those squares. This is a 2-3 pair. In this box. So these squares are 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Oh, that's a terrible pencil mark. Oh, I suppose I can make them orange. That's probably what I meant to do. Yes, but what we were trying to do was to work out what digits had to be in the circles and what digits hadn't got to be in the circles. We have not done this X sums clue. Have I not even gone through all the X sums clues? That's possible, knowing me. I have. No, the others seemed fine. So this one, what do we need to put in here? 1 and 6. They have to add up to 7 without using 2, 5 or 3, 4. So this is 1, 6. This is 2. That's 2, that's 5. We've got all sorts of jiggery-pokery going on in the grid now. And we can get rid of 5 from those squares by Sudoku. And 6. Let's give the 6 its reign as well. Okay, and now we're stuck. We can 8 can't go in that one. Oh, right. So 8 is in one of those 2 cells. So 8 is definitely circled in box 8. So we know 8 is circled. So we need 8 circled 8s in the puzzle. Let's just count how many we've got for sure. 1, 2, 3. No, this is a terrible idea. We literally have no idea. 4. Oh no, nearly. 4 by Sudoku is a bit restricted in box 1. And therefore a bit restricted in box 3. 4 is uncircled a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is sick. Right. 4 is uncircled a lot, and that is huge. It's absolutely huge, because now 9 is circled, because 4 plus 9 is more than 9. There is a knowledge bomb for you from cracking the cryptic. 4 plus 9 is more than 9. Yes, because the reason I think this is right is, look, there are now, if I just highlight those cells, there are 6 4s in this puzzle that are not circled. And therefore, if we were to circle a 4, say here, we couldn't ever fulfill it, because we need 4 circled 4s, and that would imply there are 10 4s in the puzzle, and that's impossible. So 4 is uncircled, and contributes towards the fact that we only have 36 circles in the actual grid itself. So part of the difference between 45 and 36 is made up by this 4. And that means all of the 9s, if 9 was also uncircled, then the maximum number of circles we could have would be, we could circle an 8, we could circle a 7, a 6, a 5, a 3, 2 and a 1. But that would only add up to 32 circles. So we must have 9 circled everywhere. In fact, In fact, this is even more potent than that. Not only must there be a 9 circled everywhere, but there is 5 is never circled. Oh, this is huge. This is sick. This is just absolutely brilliant, Oddlyeven. This puzzle is an absolute revelation. The reason that 5 is uncircled is the following. We know 4 is uncircled, so we need another 5's worth of digits in order to account for the difference between 45 and 36. Now, we can't obviously have 4 and 1 making up that 5 total. So if it's 2 more digits that are uncircled, it has to be a 2-3 pair. But 2 is definitely circled, so it's not a 2-3 pair. So the only other way we can get that count of 5 is with a single 5 not being circled, which means everywhere in this puzzle... Oh, this is just giving us digits. It's giving us digits because where's the 5 now in row 6? It cannot be circled. It's got to be there. Oh, this is just... I mean, this could well collapse, actually, which would be absolute... This would be my very, very favourite type of puzzle if this collapses. Because, you know, you have to do this sort of really interesting thinking. But then, once you've done the thinking, the reward for it is magical. Please. Yeah. Where's 5 in column 5? It can't go in a circle. It's got to go there. Where is... No. Where is 5 in box 7? It's got to be there. Where is 5 in box 9? It's got to be in one of those 3. 5 has to be in one of these 2 in box 4. So 5 has to be in one of these 2 in box... That's quite useful. Oh, no, there's another way of seeing this. Where does 5 go in column 9? It can't be circled, so it has to go there. I was seeing that by a slightly more complicated X-wing logic. 5 in this box has to be uncircled, so it has to go there. 5 here. How many 5s have I got? I've got a few. Not a panoply, but a few. I've got 5. And... Oh, I see how I'm going to get more, though. Because there is another digit that we know is uncircled, and that is the digit 4. Okay, well, where does 4 go in this box, then? It's got to go on top of a pencil mark with a 5. So that's a 5. That's a 5. 4, 4. That's got to be a 4. It's got to be uncircled. How many 4s have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 there. Bobbins. 1, and then 1 here as well. Okay. Now, did that... I don't think that disturbed the X-wingage that we had left on the 5. So we've now got 7 5s with an X-wing left. And don't tell me 7 4s with an X-wing left. Okay. Right, so our 4 and 5 magic... Our 4 and 5 magic has sort of... has now run its course. And... well, maybe we think about 9s then? Because 9 must be circled wherever it appears. Yeah, okay, so 9 in this box is definitely in one of those squares. So 9 is definitely in one of these 3 squares by Sudoku. So that takes 9 out of that square. 9 is definitely in one of those 2 squares again by Sudoku. 9 has to be circled in box 5. So one of 3 positions. I wonder if we can... okay, I'm not sure actually. Let me just think about this. What about... well, okay, in this box, where's 9? It's got to be in this domino. So 9 has got to be in one of those 2 squares. 1 has got to be in one of those 3 squares I've just noted. No, 1 can't be there by Sudoku because there's a 1 here. 1 is in one of 2 positions. 1 is in one of 2 positions in box thingy, technical term for box 4. Okay, so 9 is coming out of those 2 squares because we've just got this 9 pencil mark. So 9 is definitely in one of those 2 cells. I'm not actually sure that I'm getting much joy from these 9s. I'm worried that I'm missing a trick. Now 9, can it be 9? 9, 9 looks possible as an arrangement of 9s. It might not be box logic for 9s. It could be, for example, in column 8, the 9 can only go in one of 2 places. So there may be a column or a row where 9 is very restricted at the moment, and I'm just not spotting it. The 3 circles in column 9 have to be from 7, 8 and 9 by Sudoku. That one is not an 8, so there is definitely an 8 in this domino. There's a 9 in one of those. Can we do the 1 6s maybe, or the 2 3s? Whatever that digit is, whatever that is, those two are the opposite. Well, that's beautiful. In fact, that is absolutely beautiful. This might be more complicated than we need to go, but I'm using it. This can't be 3. Because if this is 3, these 2 digits are both 2. And that's lovely, because there are meant to therefore be 2 circled 2s. Except that that's a 2 as well, and that's 3 circled 2s, thereby breaking the rules of the puzzle, because of Sudoku on 2s and circles. So that is a 2 then, and that's a these are both 3s, so that's a 1, that's a 3, that's a 1. That's done some 1 and 3 jiggery pokery. We get a 2 here. We take hang on, have I? No, I haven't broken it. I suddenly thought I was getting too many 2s in circles again, but I'm not, because I don't have the 2 in the circles here anymore. So I have a 2 circled 2 here, and I'm only allowed 1 more circled 2. I've got 2 circled 3s, and well, that digit is quite interesting. I know. If that's a 1, it's the only circled 1 in the puzzle, and if it's a 3, it's the last circled 3 in the puzzle. Oh, what? Oh, that is beautiful. I've done it. Because 1. Where does 1 go in the bottom row? Sorry, is that? Oh, that's probably. Maybe it hasn't been available. Oh, yeah, it probably has been available for a while, but that's a 1. It's the only place 1 can go, and that's circled. So that's got to not be another circle 1. So that does the 3 and the 1 and the 6. Oh, come on. This is just brilliant. These squares are 7 and 9. So that square is an uncircled 6 for what it's worth. So that's a 6 in that box. That's a circled 6. These are not 6s anymore. That's not a 6 anymore. So that's not a 6 anymore actually. So there is a 6 in one of these 2 squares. Might as well paint it in. That's got to be a 7 or a 9. That's got to be an 8 apparently. So 8 comes out of these squares. So these squares, I want to say, are a 3-4 pair. Oh, this is all going to get resolved. Look, this 1 is doing magic. 1, 3, 3, 4. 4 goes up there now. 3. Oh, I don't know. So this is 6, 7, and 9. Okay, have we... What are those squares? They're all high digits. They're 7, 8, and 9. And that one's not 8. So 6... Ah, I see. 6 is in one of these 2 squares, but it seems to be able to be in both of them. We could... That can't be 6. So this is 7, 8, or 9. This is 7, 8, or 9. I feel like we're running out of road again a bit here. I might have to start counting circles again in a moment, but I'm going to resist that for as long as I possibly can. Okay, the 6 is in one of those 2 cells in box. Oh, whoopsie. in box 4, so that's not a 6, which means there is a 6 in the middle of the puzzle, of all places. There's now an 8 in this domino. Might as well pencil mark it, so that's not an 8. Is that helpful? Not sure. Oh, I know. I've got my circled 1, haven't I? So that must be the 1 in box 1, because I can't circle another 1. How many 1s have I got? 1, 2, 3, all of them. Okay, I've got all the 1s. That was another way I could have arrived at that 1. Now, what do we do with this newfangled knowledge? Maybe we've got to think about how many 6s have we got in the grid? Quite a few. 2 of which are uncircled. So we're only allowed 1 more uncircled 6. Where's that going to be? That's actually it, isn't it? I think. Let's just double check this. So if I just double click the 6s, in fact I'm going to get rid of the orange highlighting now. I think it was an error to put it in at all. But if I double click the 6s, now where else have we got 6s in this puzzle? There. So that you can see that's already 5 circled 6s, and the one of those is a 6. That's 6 circled 6s. So the 6 in this box is uncircled, and it's in one of those 2 squares, so it's there. Which means that's a 6 by the power of Doku. And oh, what's going on in this row? I've not put 2 into it. That has to go here now. Oh, that's the second circle too. Oh, this is so clever. It's so ridiculously clever. So now, I can't. Am I just left with? How am I going to figure this out? How does this finish? Are we going to be left with a massive deadly pattern on 7s, 8s, and 9s, or is it somehow resolved? I suppose we can count them again, can't we? So, although I think it's going to be more complicated actually, because there are this cell and this cell and this cell, all of which could be, well, you can never put 9, of course, you can never put 9 in an uncircled cell. So that's very straightforward, and that gets us 9 in box 3, which gets us 7, which gets us 8. I see what you're doing. So this is a 7 or a 9 in the corner, which means that's not 7 or 9, that's 6 or 8, because there's this 7-9 pair that we've got. This is 6 or 8 as well, I suppose. In fact, that's not 8. So that's 6, that's 8. That's 6 is the last 6 in the puzzle. And okay, we're still not quite done, but we're this is 8 by Sudoku. Come on, that's 7. Okay, so this is 7, this is 9. These are not 7 anymore. That's 7. Therefore something. Come on, Simon, work it out. I don't know. Maybe I've got to make sure that I've got enough uncircled 7s now. How many uncircled 7s are there? There's that one. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? So it's the same logic again that we just did with 6s, but we do it with 7s. Where is the final uncircled 7? And if you look around the boxes, you can see in every box you have to put a circled 7, except this box. And because there must be 2 uncircled 7s, that must be a 7. And that might finish it, maybe. That's now 9, so that does all of those digits with a... That's now 9, that's 7, that's 9, that's 7, that's 9, that's 7, and that is as brilliant a puzzle as you will ever see in your lives. Wow. Yes. Absolutely amazing. 160 people have had that delight. When that is a delight. That is so awesomely clever. And I love the fact that once you saw the start, you know, you kept on using the logic, and the 4s and 5s, the reward for that was massive. You just basically could almost fill in the puzzle. It's just fantastic. That is a fantastic Sudoku puzzle, oddly even. I'm going to genuflect before you right now, and let me know in the comments how you got on with that one. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.